I'm building two 19-inch equipment racks for the studio. And one of them is going to house my favorite vintage drum modules, and one of them is going to house my favorite rack mount vintage synthesizers. A smart man would have purchased these racks from someplace online or gone to local calzone cases in Bridgeport and have them made for me. But no, I decided to make them myself. They're made out of steel, both 1-inch square steel and 1-inch by 2-inch stock. And I have welded them together, and I'm about to work on some finishing. So here's one of the racks. It's big, it's heavy, it's welded together. And in the welding process, because I'm not a fantastic welder, I did do some distortion of the planar surfaces, and I discovered that JB Weld is a great fix-it. You can't use Bondo when you powder coat because it outgasses, but you can use JB Weld and it survives the powder coating process. So you can see I've applied some JB Weld here. I'm about to take it off and make a nice smooth surface. Sanding the JB Weld is no fun at all. I tried a whole bunch of different ways, starting by hand with long sheets on backer paper. I have tried with an orbital sander, and I discovered the best thing is a belt sander that has a nice flat plate, and by using the flat plate I can make a nice plane in what I'm trying to do. So I'm using 80 grit paper with a Ryobi belt sander. You can see the construction, and I've just welded some 19-inch pre-existing rack rails that are drilled and tapped, and I've also added some perforated steel screen from Big Box Home Improvement Store. So I've moved on to an orbital sander with some 100 grit paper, and I'm smoothing things out and getting in the nooks and crannies. I'm also trying to take some of the rust and scaling off of the perforated steel. In this temperature and humidity, it rusts very, very quickly. So actually I just texted my powder coater, hoping I can maybe do a drop-off later tonight. I can finish this up and then we can zip it down to him. Surface preparation is really the key to a good finish. This is not perfect, and I guess in a perfect world I would sandblast the entire thing. But this is about as good as I can get. It's a very, very large piece and doesn't fit in a whole lot of sandblasting cabinets. But I'm going to do a little spot blasting to try and clean up some corners and some other spots that I couldn't get into with the sander. I am by no means an expert sandblaster. In fact, I taught myself how to do this not too long ago. But I have a gun from Tractor Supply, and I have some media from Tractor Supply, and I have a completely inadequate air compressor, and I'm going to give it a go.
What is that material?
This is Black Diamond Abrasive. That's all I know.
No, that's not all you know. You know why you don't use sand?
Oh, don't use sand because I was told that sand contains silica. And when the sand breaks up, the silica gets in your lungs, and despite having a great respirator, you might be inhaling silica, which is inherently bad for the respiratory system. This is a very cheap siphon gun. Air comes out of that end, and it siphons the media out of here, and I just put this in the bucket. we are at the Powder Hut LLC in Chester, Connecticut with Jeff. And Jeff is taking care of me with a bunch of projects, and he's going to take care of this particular project, the rack.
Yep.
Would you mind giving us a little tour?
Yeah, absolutely.
If you're interested?
Come on into the hut. So yeah, this is a little unorthodox here. Watch your head and all that stuff. If you want, you can come on in to here. So starting off, we had a set of wheels, 15-inch wheels for a customer who actually races on the track. And I work very closely with all my customers as far as specifications, what they want, what they don't want. Some customers want the inside of this wheel powdered, some don't. Most of the time I will powder the outside of the rim here. This is still very hot, fresh out of the oven. And some customers don't for traction issues, making sure the tire doesn't spin around the rim. So we get very detailed with a lot of stuff that we do with my customers particularly. Randall and myself had some great conversations about color choices. I tell them what works, what doesn't work, what needs to happen, what doesn't need to happen, get into all the details, make sure everybody's very informed. So this is step like 4. Basically when I get the wheel in, it goes in the rim strip. Chemical acid strips the old coating off. It gets thrown in my oven, and then that's usually a couple hours or so in there at 400+ degrees, and that outgasses the wheel. Then at that point we let the wheel cool off. It goes in for sandblasting. Once it's done with sandblasting, it's pretty much ready to coat at that point. You might throw it in the oven again just to get a little heat through it to make sure any static charge that's in it gets dissipated, and we shoot the first coat. This is the first coat. It's been partially cured, ready for clear coat. And then once that's done, and this is ready for clear coat now, we're just letting it cool down a little bit. We will shoot the clear coat, which I do have a rim in the oven. In this stage right here, basically, when it comes out, it's going to be this. So this is,
That's beautiful.
This is Illusion Orange. So again, it starts out like this with the first coat, and then finalizes. This is a finished product right here.
Look at that color. Wow. Fun color too.
It is. It is. This is has a very subtle metallic flake
Yeah, I can
in the
see
powder,
it at a certain angle.
and the clear coat really gives it a depth. The Illusion line that I use is absolutely phenomenal. It is a great, great product. One of my personal favorites.
I can't believe that's the same base color.
Yep. That's
Yeah.
what happens. Is like Illusion, you need clear coat to make it do that. It's pretty wild. Because when I first shot any Illusion color, I'm like, that doesn't look like the box. You know, so it freaked me out a little bit, and then after doing a little bit more DNR, I figured out, oh, I need some clear on there.
Yeah.
Definitely need clear to make it happen.
So this is the oven?
So this is my
behind
oven, yeah. We can open it real quick and show you the internals. It gets hot.
you? Yeah, it's hot standing next to
So
it.
right there is one of these wheels ready to go, and she'll be done in about another 10 minutes or so.
Okay. Wow.
So this oven is approximately 7 feet tall, 3 feet wide, and 3 feet deep. Not a cheap little unit, but it gets the gets more productivity going. It allows me to put more wheels in there. Usually I put 2 wheels in there at a time, but these are a little more tedious, and I'm trying to take my time today because it's hot in here.
Yes.
It's my little spot, you know. It's a little 12 by 10 shed in my backyard, and started a business with it.
And is that the sandblasting?
No, this is actually my spray booth. So
Oh, okay.
right now I'm hooked up with my powder coating gun. It's a little messy in here because I just got done doing 4 wheels, but basically just shoot powder in that booth and gets it done. It's a pretty fun process. And for me, it started as simple as a cup, and it just kind of turned into a little bit of an addiction. I love it. It's
Yeah.
a fun hobby. I'm a motorcycle enthusiast. I love cars. I love aviation and boating and all that. So it kind of turned into a little bit of a all-around hobby, and then a business.
Nice.
So
Nice.
yeah, it's fun. It's fun. What do you want?
Oh, yeah, I guess that's end down.
Little
sandblast maybe in
there.
Love it.
So we are back with Jeff Martin in Chester, Connecticut at the Powder Hut, where we see the completed product, which is absolutely spectacular. How pretty is that?
What's the name of this color?
This was Sail Blue?
Sail blue.
Sail blue, yeah.
Oh, lovely.
This is really something. Fantastic. So this is my beloved Simmons SDS8 analog drum synthesizer. And I'm going to put it in my drum rack that we've been welding and powder coating. And I think it was actually in a rack once. With the wooden ears, I'm going to make ears out of aluminum using the same technique, cutting with a non-ferrous blade. So the idea is to make a left ear, to make a right ear, and then to make a panel on top that's going to hide some of the connectors that are going to the rest of it.